All right, what is going on, everybody? We are back after an exciting GM showdown. They're heading all the way to Game 3 overtime. We are now heading over to the Novice League for the Novice League All-Star Game, where hopefully we'll have another good one here. I'm Rockerman in the booth here for this first matchup, joined by a newbie in the booth, but he's happy to be here. Finn, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. That was an interesting matchup there. My vote was on the Western team. I was wrong, unfortunately, but that was a very fun thing to watch. A good way to start off the stream, and let's hope all these other matches are just as interesting.
Yeah, no, I completely agree there, and yeah, we've got a good one lined up here for our second matchup of the night. We're heading to the Novice League, where historically the West has been dominant all time with 4-0 record all time. But what can you tell us about these teams before we kind of get things rolling?
The East, they have a pretty solid roster. I know they're going to be using their reserve today because Ultimus, he cannot play. They have Icarus. He's on Frost, which they have had a very solid second half of the season so far. And he was drafted fifth overall in the Novice, which is very solid from any player. If you're top five, that's a very good thing. But the Western, they have some very good stats, with two of their players being Player of the Week so far. And Jolly Rogers is here for his second All Star, being an All Star last season as well.
Got a lot of new guys, a couple new guys, and a couple old faces. So it should be a lot of fun. Looks like I think we got everyone in here in the lobby. So what are you thinking here? What are you thinking, Finn? Who do you got in this one? You think the East can get their first win all time, or is this another Western victory?
My heart wants East just to break the past experiences, but I gotta stick with Western here.
All right. Well, we'll have to see if the West can add another win to their resume, or if this is the time for the East. Looks like in the chat we got Eastern All Stars are favored here. 47,000 on the East and 13,000 on the West, and we'll have to see how it turns out here as we get into game number one. And now we're moving into best of fives for these ones. All straight up Rocket League, no shenanigans like the GM showdown. So this will all be straight up best of five Rocket League. And we get to see who is going to make their mark here on Saturday night. As we mentioned the rosters a little bit, you can see them here: Icarus, Flight Knight, and Cool Socks on the East, and then on the West, MD Outcast, Jeff Masters, and Jolly Rogers. And I know we talked a little bit about these guys, Finn. Is there one particular person on either of these two teams that you think is going to be the man to watch out for?
I think Jeff Masters for the West, he's a very solid player. All of the Whelps, he's on the Whelps. All of the Whelps players are very fast and aggressive as I played against them. But Jeff Masters is very good at going up into the air. And for the East, I've got to think Icarus is going to be their big help. He's a very solid player as well, and he puts a lot of goals in, and he does it all for Frost for most of it.
Yeah, no, definitely two great guys. I know we'll see Jeff later in the booth, and Icarus has been solid as well all season. So to keep our eyes open, as this one start out at the 0-0 affair, no one able to get that first goal on the board. Is this one blocked out of the midfield? MB Outcast on the dribble here, might have an open net, but Icarus racing back and make the save just in time. And now he's sending it back out of the midfield. As the East looking to counterattack into the West zone, but MB Outcast little save to the side. So he's going to find this clear as well, looking for a dunk, but just sent right back in. So we're about 2 minutes in. No one able to get the first goal on board. But Icarus trying to change that as he's sending it towards the net. It's off the post, but not going to go in. The East so close, but not able to capitalize there, Finn.
Yeah, and what I've noticed is that the East, I believe it was Cool Socks, he lost connection, but they haven't asked for a restart. But it doesn't seem like they need to, as they're able to hold off this West and even have their own pressure in a 2v3. And they're able to keep it out, and who knows, they might even get the first goal.
Yeah, they saw that pressure. That is actually a little bit surprising. They might be scoring here, but Icarus, he can't quite put it in as they're working for that 2v3. And like you mentioned, they could call the restart, but they didn't go for it here. But Icarus, he's looking for double tap, trying to find the read, but it's not going to go. And Finn, that's something that's kind of interesting when you get into a 2v3. As the team that's 3v2, your rotations can get messed up, and that can happen as Fight Night puts it home.
Yeah, and as I was saying, it looked like with all of the pressure coming from East, even in a 2v3 that they would score as Flight Night beats out two of the West players, taking the 1-0 lead in this game one.
Yeah, and going back to that point, I feel like sometimes it's, oh my goodness, is it gonna happen again? Flight Night on the kickoff, he puts it in, and it's 2-0 East in a 2v3.
Right as Cool Sox is joining the match back, Flight Night gets just a slow kickoff, and Outcast puts it right into his car, letting Flight Night have a wide open net to put it right in for a 2-0 lead.
Wow. impressive to say the least there for the East. And yeah, Flight Night, one of those guys, formerly was on Genesis, as they're trying to put another one in. Formerly was on Genesis, got traded to the Ninjas, but he's still representing Genesis in this All-Star game. He's represented them well as he put that one in the back of the net. And a 2-0 lead here. And now the West find themselves a little bit of a tough position here. Not what you expected. And Finn, I have to wonder what their mental may be like after, getting 2 goals scored on you in the 2v3 fashion.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really surprising because you would never expect you would expect them to ask for a restart, but they don't. And then even after that, they come out and they score 2 goals on you, and you just have no clue what to do. So I feel like they've got to pick it up, get the pressure up, and get 2 goals to tie it back up if they want any chance in this game.
Let's see, they're trying to put some pressure on. Here's Jeff Masters, but not quite able to get it in the midfield. Is Flight Night going to pop it up? MB Outcast. This one sent towards the net. Flight Night racing back towards it. This ball's dropped down in the midfield. Icarus bumped out of the way. Flight Night just able to get a touch, but the shot's going to come through. Jeff Masters puts it home, and the West is finally on the board.
Yeah, and as soon as they start putting pressure in and getting bumps in that front, it opens up the net for Jeff Masters to take a nice shot where Cool Sox just didn't have enough time to read his shot, and they get a nice goal to make it a 1-game difference.
Now 50 seconds remaining for the West to try to find another one. This one's sent back in. It's a lot of time in Rocket League, especially since the ball just has to stay in the air. Jolly Rogers looking to make something happen, but Flight Night, he's going to pick up a Savior medal. This MB Outcast looking to take that one. This ball's centered, but Icarus, a nice touch. Able to get that one out. Jolly sent to the midfield. Cool Sox finding that demo. Going to open up a little bit of space. So now we're down to the final little bit here. Final 20 seconds of game one. The West trying to tie it up. A shot, but Jeff Masters can't quite put it on. Here comes Jolly. But that one's not going to go. The West looking to put some pressure here. Can they find a buzzer-beating goal? This ball sent up high. Jolly can't touch. He leaves it down. Jeff for the shot, but Icarus, he's going to send it down. A dagger the other way. He doesn't hit it in the net, but that ball's still going to go up. Jeff, can he keep it going? It's sending a long way. Cool Sox actually pops it up. Jolly Rogers looking for the shot on the net. It's in! Oh my goodness, he ties it up at 0 seconds.
In Cool Sox, all he had to do was just let it drop to take the win, but he pops it up, giving a pass right to Jolly Rogers with an amazing shot from the air from Jolly Rogers, putting it in to tie it up to go to overtime.
Yeah, what is going on in this game here, Finn? I mean, the 2v3, they score 2 goals. It gets back to a 3v3, and all of a sudden, the East is just struggling. It's weird to see that sort of turnaround.
Yeah, you would expect that with an extra player you would be better, but for some reason the East has been playing better with only 2 players. You maybe got to think that, don't want to say it's bad luck, but Cool Sox might be bad luck for this East team. He's just got to help them out and hopefully put in a goal to win this game.
We'll see if he can find something. Yeah, he had the disconnect earlier. It was a 2v3 for a bit of the match, but the West able to battle back with that buzzer beater from Jolly. As now this one's set up. Can the East, though, stop the bleeding? They're sending it down midfield, but no one quite ready for that one. Cool Sox going to make a touch, send it towards the net. But Jolly cut it off in the midfield. Here comes Flight Night. Looking for a double. Cool Sox sets it up in the midfield. Net kind of open, but the West just able to get back as Icarus is hunted for some demos. About a minute gone by in OT. We're still tied up here. This one's sent back in. Icarus can be blocked up by Jolly. Cool Sox sending it through, but NB Outcast all over that one. As Icarus sending it back. Jolly gonna find a touch out in the midfield. A demo comes through again from Icarus. He's finding a Cool Sock, sending off the backboard. Opportunity here. Cool Sock's trying to get to it, but he can't. Here comes Icarus for the shot, but it's not gonna go. And the East starting to get a little pressure here, Finn. Trying to break through this Western defense, but they've held on pretty well in overtime so far.
Yeah, and the East have had a very good defensive throughout the entire game, but now the West has to try and get it out of their zone and do their own defense as the West comes in trying making demos happen, which they need. As Cool Sox puts it on net and scores, winning the game in overtime.
And Cool Socks, the man, he was disconnected earlier. He kept the ball up in 0 seconds, but he comes back, and just like you said, he puts the goal in for his team to win it in overtime. And I mean, what a crazy first game there, Finn. The East, I mean, they somehow close it out, and hey, they take the game one victory.
And that wasn't a very even match for them, as like we were talking about, Cool Sox disconnected and he didn't do much once he came back. But Flight Knight and Icarus, they were able to hold off and score their own goals to lead in this overtime, and Cool Sox finished it off for them, winning the game to give them a 1-0 start in the series.
Yeah, and I mean, excellent start for the East. All things considered, I mean, you can't really deal with disconnects too bad, but I mean, the East did perfectly there with 2 goals from Flight Night. One goal, one nice goal, and then one off the kickoff, and then Cool Sox with the finisher. But as we head into the second game here, Finn, I'm curious, what do you think the West has to do differently, if anything, in this one?
You know, I just think that they got to work together more as a team, and it just seems like they haven't been playing as a team. Maybe get some demos, because that's kind of what led for East to East getting their overtime goal. If West plays more like a team, gets some demos in front of the net to open up the net, I think that they'll have a great opportunity of winning this game and the other games in the future.
That's a very good point there. We'll have to see. We'll have to see if the West can do some demos. I know Icarus was kind of the man with the demos in the last one for the East there. So we'll see if the West can maybe take a page of his playbook and find some demos and see if they can battle back and tie this series up, or we'll be the East taking a 2-0 lead. They've never won before in the Novice All-Star game, and a lot of people were counting them out before this one. Maybe not the channel point predictors, but I know a lot of other predictions were counting them out, and we'll have to see if they can kind of stick it to the man here, or if the West going to battle back. This one's sent across Icarus, looking for that touch, not going to find it. This ball popped him in the midfield. Jolly Rogers looking for the shot. He's coming through, and that one just saved away by Flight Knight on the goal line. Doing just enough. There's another ball popped up. Here comes Jeff Masters towards the net, but Icarus, he falls down on it. And these saves, Finn, from the East are clutch.
Yeah, it almost looked like it was just lucky positioning from Icarus to be on that backboard, because he had no boost, and if he wasn't on the backboard, he wasn't going to be able to get that save. They just need to get it out and take some time and try and make some offensive plays here.
This one floated in the midfield now. MB Outcast looking to keep this pressure going for the West. They've had a couple of shots early. Is this one in the midfield, but cleared away by Cool Sox. Jeff Masters racing back. Jolly can help him out as he finds a clear to the corner, but it's sent back in. Cool Sox gonna find a dunk off the back wall there as Icarus sets it up, looking for another touch. Not quite gonna go. This one in the corner. Flight Knight waiting on this one. Going to try to take the dribble. Looking to pass it across for a teammate. Here is Icarus for the shot. The passing play too clean from the East.
Yeah, and that was a really nice play. Flight Knight taking his time, not just pushing it right into the corner again. Knowing that he had a teammate in the middle to pass to, and Icarus has a nice shot to beat out the other two on the West.
Yeah, a nice little play there from the East, and maybe starting to find a groove here as they find the first goal of game number 2. The West gonna have to look to battle back. Cool Sox is up, can't find a touch. Still midfield. The East, a little bit of a double commit, but Cool Sox gonna connect here. He's gonna try to get in the midfield, gonna pinch it out there, but Jeff just in time. No one from the East quite ready. This one again sent up in the midfield, blocked across now. Jolly Rogers is getting harassed by Flight Knight there, looking for the bumps. As Jeff is gonna find a touch. Not a lot of boost to work with though, but he sends it in the midfield. Awkward ball goes across, but no West players quite able to follow. As this game staying at the 1-0 scoreline, is out in midfield. The West looking to strike again, but the East Again, the defense just too strong, and now they're on the counterattack. This one going all the way into the net. Flight Night gets the long goal, and the East, once again, in back-to-back games, they go up 2-0.
Yeah, and that was a really nice shot just on. Unfortunately, Jolly Rogers wasn't fast enough to get up in time, and Jeff Masters and MB Outcast weren't back to be able to stop it.
And I wonder if you're seeing anything here, Finn, with the rotations from the West, or do you think the East are just playing a solid game?
I think the East are just playing a little more solid. The West don't have that bad of rotations. They maybe could pick it up a little more, but what they're doing is they're just trying to cycle through, and the East find the perfect times to get it through their defense and to put these shots on.
The East have done that as they're put it back in front of their net, and not only have they gotten a bunch of shots on here, the East, and a couple of goals, but they've been great on the defensive end so far, as they've picked up 2 saves in this one. And now Cool Socks looking to take it down. What a nice demo comes through, something we talked about. We will open up some space, Jolly with that demo, but the East still able to keep it in. This one sent back down. Cool Socks gonna chase this one up the wall, but so is Jeff. Neither one can touch. Jolly is up as he sends it in the midfield. Icarus being blocked by Outcast. This one in the midfield. Icarus another block. So now we're down to 1:30 left in this game. The West held scoreless. We saw a little bit of a comeback in the last game, but I don't know, Finn. It's the shots have been low. It seems like a low shooting game, but the East still leads by 2, and now the West, they got to try to find a way to pick it up, I think.
Yeah, with only 2 shots from the East, they put in both of them, and 3 shots from the West. It doesn't look like there's a lot of offense, as these teams are just playing ping pong pretty much, hitting the ball back and forth, seeing who makes the first mistake to try and capitalize on it. And as we've seen, the East have done a better job on that with leading 2-0 in this game too.
You're trying to add a third one here as they're dropping in the midfield. A dunk comes through, but it's not going to go. Yeah, there haven't been a lot of shots. It seems like a lot of blocks in the corners here. Nothing really threatening on net. This one pops in the midfield. But the West, they got to try to find something here. The time is a factor. As Icarus going to send it down. Jeff just barely making a touch. Flight Night is waiting in the corner and looking to send it midfield. He pops it by 1. The shot coming through, but Jeff just on the goal line. And now the West, they're trying to get the counterattack. A demo comes through. Can they put it on? MBL Cast going to send it through. Jeff Masters going to finish it off. And the West squeak one by. And they bring it within 1.
Yeah, and that was Jolly Rogers who got a demo on them, on the guy in the back for the East. And I believe that was Jeff Masters who puts it high, or somebody, but Jeff Masters comes in as cleanup crew to put it in, making it a 1-goal game.
And now with the 1 goal. Oh no! I was just about to say maybe the West could hit a buzzer beater like they did in Game 1, but that is a novice moment, even in the All-Star game.
Yeah, Jolly Rogers comes out with an all-star. Some would say it's scripted because we need one novice moment, but that's very unfortunate with 18 seconds left.
Yeah, that is a tough one to take. Yeah, even the All-Stars, they have their novice moments. They are a novice after all. It happens. But now the West, 3-1 down. You're gonna have to put one in with at least a little bit of time remaining. But Icarus just enough touch to get it away as Jeff pops it up, and that is gonna do it for this game number 2. The East maybe surprising everyone as they are up 2-0 in this series, looking for the sweep.
Yeah, and that was a very good game from the East. Like I said, the West just need to pick it up, work together, get those demos in front. When they did it, they got a goal, but it wasn't enough. As we can see, they had 4 shots, but only were able to put in 1 goal.
Yeah, I mean the pressure there. The West, they had a couple shots, but it just wasn't meant to be. It seemed like a weird game, and the East just did enough there. And now Finn, the West is on the verge of getting swept out of this one, their first ever loss. I'm curious what you think. I mean, when we talked about game number 2, talking about those demos, they didn't really get those demos like you wanted there. Is there anything else maybe they can do to try to fight things back and at least push us into a game 4?
I gotta say, maybe clean up the rotations just a little bit. They were doing good on it, but that's what caused, I believe, their second goal. The second goal for the East to go in is they slipped up a little bit on their rotations, and it let the East just get a nice bang right in the net with no problem at all, leading to a game win there for them.
Yeah, and now we're heading into game 3 on Aquadome. The Western All-Stars on the brink here of getting swept. They were 4-0 all time in the previous seasons. Ever since All-Star games happened all the way back in season 1, so we'll see if they can bring it back. See if they can pull the reverse sweep. It may be tough, but these guys are all-stars for a reason, so gotta be ready, gotta watch out. So we head in this game number 3. Flight Night. You're gonna send it down. Jolly. Gonna find a clear off to the side. Icarus. Pop this one up. Cool Socks looking for it, but the double quick comes through, and now it's a 2-on-1. Flight Night, last man back here. He's gotta find a nice touch, and he does. Able to clear away for the moment and find that bump. There's a shot coming through there. Icarus just enough to make a save. About Icarus gonna send this one away now. So he's looking to start this one out in their favor once more. But still, again, Finn, we're seeing another potentially low scoring game. No goals scored here in about the first 50 seconds. And well, as I say that, a shot going towards the net. It's off the post. The follow-up from Cool Socks is going to go in, and that is a caster's curse moment as the East take the lead here in Game 3.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'd even say that was a novice moment from the West again, as they double whiff on it, and it unfortunately just leaves an open net for Cool Socks to put an easy goal in.
Cool Socks, we talked about him a little bit in game number 1 where he disconnected, and the East scored 2 goals without him. And then he ends up putting the game winner at the end of there. So he's still trying to make his name heard here. He was the fan vote, so got the most popular vote in all the Novice East. So the fans wanted to see him, and he is showing up here as Flight Night trying to put one in, but just a little bit wide. This one sent towards the net by Icarus. Can he find the dunk? The West double committing again, and these double commits, they are going to be killer if the West can't sort them out. This ball locked up in the midfield. Jolly looking to chase this one. Cool Socks gonna find it clear into the corner. His MPO cast looking to pop it in. Jolly, he's finding some bumps on Icarus. It's gonna be awkward. Flight Night sending towards the midfield, but able to stick with it. As this one going by, and there we saw it, Finn. Jolly Rogers. It seems like if there's anyone that's going to get those bumps for the West team and open up some space, it's got to be Jolly. But the other people, I don't know. It seems like Jeff and MBO cast, excuse me, I just haven't been able to follow behind when Jolly's getting these demos.
Yeah, and I've started to see a lot of demos and bumps here coming out from both teams early in this game, and unfortunately, it really hasn't worked out for the West as they would have hoped. As you said, that Jeff and Outcast really haven't followed behind, and so it hasn't gave them an opportunity to score.
Here's an opportunity for the East on the other end, but MBO cast on the counterattack. He's going to tie it up, and he puts that one home, and the West, they got a little bit of life here in Game 3.
Yeah, and that looks like Jeff just bumped Icarus right there, and Cool Socks was a little too awkward to go up for it, letting Outcast have a nice shot right into the wide open net.
West bring us to a 1-1 ball game as they look to attempt the improbable, and I honestly don't know. We may have to get some fact checks. I don't know who could fact check this about reverse sweeps in the All-Star game. I don't know if it's ever been done before, but the West looking to make the improbable happen as they tie this game up. This ball sent in the midfield. Icarus going to clear it away. MBO cast going to be the last one back out to make the touch, and he does. As Jeff taking this one up high, going to try to find the 50. Actually going to fake it under. MBO cast on the dribble. Oh my goodness, the West. What a play.
Yeah, and what a play from Outcast as Jeff puts it middle. Flight Night misses. Outcast gets it around 1, and then Icarus just isn't there in time as Outcast flicks it above him, putting in a nice shot to take the lead.
Oh my goodness, what a play. I wonder, I think it looked like Jeff was faking. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he just couldn't hit it, if that was a novice where you just don't hit it and it works out, or I don't know. I don't know if he was faking or not there. But I guess it doesn't really matter. It goes in the back of the net. It looks really cool. We're the Novice West as they're trying to bring this one back. It's 2-1 here. Just looking for their first game win. The East have something to battle back with now. This ball sent in the east corner. Icarus going to find it clear. It's sent down. Here comes Cool Socks looking for the shot, but just not enough reach to get to it. As Flight Knight going to get it by one. Trying to send it in. It pops it up high off the backboard. Here comes Icarus for the shot. He puts it in. A nice play. And it's tied up at 2.
The pass from Flight Knight, as it almost looked like it was going to go high, but it bounces out off the backboard, and Icarus just beats Jolly Rogers. Jeff couldn't be there either, and that's a nice shot to tie up this game.
Icarus, good aerial control by him to put that one home. And this is what you love to see out of these All-Stars. These are some of the best players that the Novice League has. And they're showing off some mechanics for sure in this one. Some nice plays on both sides here in Game 3. As we're all tied up at 2. The East leading 2-0 in the series. Looking to find the dagger and the broom as this ball will be pinched back just off their Flight Knight can't get to it, and Jeff Masters going to capitalize on the tough read, and the West are back out in front.
Yeah, and that was a really lucky pinch. Almost looks like it was on purpose from Jeff Masters and Outcast. And that was Flight Knight missing that very... If he hit that touch, it would have went out. But Jolly Rogers was there to clean up and take the lead.
And now the West looking to find this game when they just got to hold on for 30 seconds. The East, they are going to be hungry to not even let it get to a Game 4. This ball popped out of the midfield. Flight Knight, he's going to make the turn. Can he shoot it? Jolly Rogers just in time to make that touch. As it's sent in by Cool Socks. Looking to stay on the dribble. He pops it up high. This ball is dangerous. And Flight Knight on the aerial. The aerial plays for the East. They are hitting these shots with perfection.
Yeah, and every time that the West takes the lead, East is just always there to come back with these nice passing plays. As Cool Socks puts a very nice pass up for Flight Knight to get another aerial goal and tie this one up again with 16 seconds left.
And like you said, just every time the West takes the lead, the East have answered back, but we'll have to see. Can the West get one more to send us to a Game 4? Will the East have a dagger? Will we see another 0-second goal? This ball rolling to the side, and we're going to have our another overtime here on this night, and it's a crucial one here, Finn, for the West.
Yeah, West really wants to win this to send it to a Game 4 and have hopes to send it to a Game 5, but East just really don't want that. As I'm talking, Jolly Rogers puts in a wide open net to send it to Game 4.
Oh my goodness, all 3 of the West members go up, but they beat all 3 of the East. And that one just works out. Jolly Rogers puts it home, and the West, they finally break that little trend there, and they are going to stay alive in this one. And there you go, Finn. They've got a little bit of hope now heading into Game 4.
Yeah, and this was I'd say that this is the best game that we've seen all series, as both teams have worked really well together. Both of them having 7 shots, which is a lot, but West was just able to finish it off in OT and send it to a Game 4.
Yeah, no, really solid game from the West. I mean, impressive for them to battle back. And now as we head into this game number 4, I gotta wonder, do you think the East had to change up anything, or do you think they can kind of keep their same strategy they've been doing here, Finn, heading this one?
No, the only thing I'd really say is right there at the end, they didn't rotate back, and that's what caused that OT goal. So if they just get their rotations clean, I think that they'll have an easy win here and finish off the series.
Well, we'll have to see if the East can bring it back, give them the little gentleman sweep, the 3-1 victory, or if the West can keep their reverse sweep hopes alive and send us to a Game 5. The time will tell. This ball sent up in the midfield. Cool Socks looking for a touch. This ball cleared back. Flight Knight, a little bit awkward there. This ball slightly dangerous, but Flight Knight gonna find the clear. He sends it down. Jolly Rogers gonna find one touch. This ball's off the post. A shot attempt from Cool Socks is just gonna go a little bit wide. That one looked like a net to shoot at, but it wasn't quite meant to be. This one dangerous again. Cool Socks again, but Jeff Masters on the save. But the West, they were holding on here early, but the East Finn getting a couple of good shots on net.
Yeah, and they were so close to putting in a good start and scoring a goal as Cool Socks goes up and puts it in on a wide open net, and they'll take a 1-0 lead.
This ball set up by Flight Knight. He beats the defender there. Jeff Masters just not quite ready to get up to that one. Maybe he didn't have the boost to work with. But Cool Socks puts it in, and Finn, I'm really impressed right now with the East. It just seems like every aerial, they are just winning.
Yeah, and in this first minute of the game, they've had tons of pressure, and that's why they have the lead.
Definitely so, and we'll see if they can add to it and take it home. First ever victory for the East. As the West send this one up. It's dangerous. Jeff Masters gonna pre-flip into it. It's floating in front of the net. He's gonna put it down. He puts it in. What a play.
No, and nobody on the East was back except for Flight, and Jeff puts it high. I thought it was going to go out, but he gets a nice just double jump to just tap it in and tie this game up.
Play there by Jeff. An impressive pre-flip on that one as it somehow works out. I thought it wasn't for a second, but it's gonna find the back of the net, and now the East looking to counter back. This ball pops up in the midfield. This one, Icarus looking for the shot, but he can't touch. And now the West have a counterattack opportunity. Jolly on the dribble, but Cool Socks, he's gonna shut it down. This Flight Knight sends it back in. Icarus off the backboard, looking for a follow, but two West All-Stars commit. As MBO sends it in, Flight Knight blocking it down in the corner. This ball pops up in the midfield. It could be a counterattack opportunity. Icarus, he's going to send it down. MBO he's racing back. He makes the save just in time. As this ball sent in by Cool Socks, and it's going to be own goal again. Oh no, poor Jolly Rogers. A tough read and another own goal.
Another own goal in this series. Another novice moment from Jolly Rogers. If he just let it go past, I think Jeff would have had that save. But that was a nice placement from Cool Socks to get a goal there.
Out of the West, after another unfortunate play, they've been doing well so far. You're going to have to look for yet another answer in this tough series. And every goal is going to count when you're attempting to make a reverse sweep. And that one could come back to bite him here, as they were only down by one, but the West, they battled back before. Can they find it again as Flight Knight finding a demo? This ball sent towards the net, but Flight Knight, a good touch, able to get it away. Jolly Rogers pops this one up. Icarus, he's going to find a clear. Jolly on the dribble, but Icarus is going to find a 50. Back in the East zone. This one, a read attempt from Jeff Masters, almost put it on net, but just not quite. As Jolly's going to keep it in, and we're down to 2 minutes here, Finn. The hopes and the hopes of the West here to keep their perfect record alive are starting to get a little shaky here. They got to try to turn on some offense.
Yeah, but I've seen a lot of pressure coming from them in this last minute, and they really want to get a goal. As Outcast puts in an open net, and that was a rotation mistake from one of the East players there.
Yeah, looks like Icarus was in front of this ball, and he turned away just in time as Cool Socks goes, and a nice play for MB Outcast. And now we've got a 2-2 ball game. I mean, Finn, these games are just starting to get closer and closer, it seems, at the end, with a lot more goal scoring as the series has gone on.
Yeah, and it seems like the pressures just flip so much, so it's anyone's game. You can't really predict these, and East just needs, if they want to finish this off, they need to keep the pressure up and get a goal here.
Late Night, he's on this one, going to try to pop it up, but Jeff Master sends it a long way. Icarus has to make this touch, but it's dangerous. Flight Knight trying to bump MB Outcast. Ends up on top of his car for a second. As Icarus is going to make a nice clear. This one's sent in. Flight Knight going to find a touch. MB Outcast blocking this one up high. It's dropping down midfield. Cool Socks is going to own goal, and the West take the lead. And a return to sender own goal here as the West get one for them.
Yeah, and now Cool Socks has his own novice moment, joining Jolly Rogers with an own goal, letting West take this lead in this game 4. They've got to pick it up if they want to tie it and send it to overtime, or take the lead here in regulation.
Oh, what a tournament. We're seeing all the novice awards here. You wouldn't expect anything less from the All-Star game. But we're going to have to see if the East now can battle back. It's been so back and forth these last couple games, with the East scoring, then the West scoring. Goals have been traded. The East now going to have to find one of their own. His ball's popped up high, into the air, dangerous. MB Outcast, he's going to barely make the save, picking up the savior medal as the East is threatening in their corner. Is Jeff going to send it away? The East block it back in. MB Outcast going to get it by 2. Flight Knight, last man back in his zone. Jolly pops it up for Jeff here, who's sending it towards the net. It's going, but Icarus, he makes the save. And now final 20 seconds. Can the East get one here to force overtime? Flight Knight trying to clear it out of his zone, but not able to get it where he wants it. This ball popping up. Icarus on the backboard. 10 seconds. Now the shot going towards the net. Cool Socks. He makes the save just in time. Do the East have a buzzer beater of their own in them? This ball is up. It's going to touch the ground there, but the West actually going to keep that one up. It's dangerous in the midfield. Icarus trying to get to it. It's sent back, and we are going to a game 5 in this one, Finn.
You know, that was a really close ending there. East almost came back. I thought it was going to die when Flight Knight hit that touchdown, but I don't remember who it was on the West, hit it into the corner, leaving it up. Luckily, they were able to get it out of their zone and send it to a game 5.
I mean, what a battle back here from the West. You know, it seemed like, Finn, it seemed like there were so many times in that game that it was so close for the East to win it, but the West, they have just clutched up when it mattered most. I mean, hey, an own goal on each side. You know, the own goal may have been the go-ahead one, but each side had one. But I mean, the West, they've just seemed like they've done just enough to stay in this game and force this game 5.
Yeah, and Outcast had 4 saves of his own, which is a crazy amount, 2 goals as well. So he was carrying the West in this game. He really wanted to send them into this game 5, and he's done it. Let's see if they can pull it off and get this reverse sweep to win this series and keep it a 5-0 all-time series lead.
Yeah, the East looking for their first ever victory in the All-Star game, and the West looking to stay perfect. But can they do it here? It all comes down to this game 5, the reverse sweep on the line. And like I said, I think this may be the first ever reverse sweep attempt in an All-Star game. No fact check on that. I don't know, but it might as well be as we're into this one and we are underway. The East gonna have to see if they can stave off this reverse sweep, but the West, they've got to be feeling good right now, heading into Game 5. And who is gonna strike first and give their team the advantage? This ball popped up. Jeff Masters looking for it, but Cool Socks gonna clear it to the corner. Jolly Rogers sending it in off the backboard. Flight Knight on the block. A demo comes through from the West. But Cool Socks just able to get that touch and get it away. As here comes Icarus. Send it towards the backboard. Cool Socks is up looking for the 50. But Jolly gonna send it away. This ball towards the net. Jeff just able to get a touch. Icarus sending it in. And towards the middle, Jolly just able to get the clear. As Icarus gonna come through and cut it off. And it's been an important first minute. No one able to strike through quite yet, Finn, but the pressure, these teams have got to be feeling it right now in this Game 5, representing their entire conference.
Yeah, and it's really been back and forth with this entire thing. I noticed that West have started to do what I'm talking about in demoing to set it up, but they haven't been able to follow as Cool Socks comes in with his own demo, and same with Icarus, but they, again, can't come through with anything to finish it.
Still 0-0 in this one. Yeah, there has been some pressure. These two teams, the Novice, trying to find it. Only one shot on the board so far from the East. Flight Knight holds on to that one. This one, Jolly Rogers dropping it in the midfield. Here comes FB Outcast, but that one cleared away. And a demo comes through. A trade of demos. Going to make it a momentary 2v2. And this one into the west corner. Jolly going to find the touch. Taking it by Flight Knight, trying to send it in, but he's going to get demoed for his efforts. This one sent across. MP Outcast looking for the touch. So he's trying to get it through. Flight Knight on his last leg there. Going to make the save as Jeff sends it in. And we might be heading back to those Game 2, Game 3 area, Finn, where a low-scoring affair, and these are the type of games you love. A lot of pressure.
Yeah, it makes it really interesting. And there's been a lot of demos in this game alone, more than most of the other games. And it's really been opening up a lot of things. And I think if these teams keep doing that, one of them is going to be able to strike first pretty easily.
Ooh, is that one blocked away by Jeff as we pass the halfway point. The West send this one to the midfield. Here comes MB Outcast for the shot. He puts it in. The West take the lead in Game 5.
Yeah, and I believe that was Jolly. Yeah, Jolly pinches it with Flight Knight, sending it to the corner, leaving an open net for MB to take a nice shot as Cool Socks wasn't able to get back into the net in time to save that.
And Finn, the East, they have got to be reeling right now after going up 2-0 to drop the first goal. I mean, that's just got to be a huge hit to the mental.
Yeah, you never want to be the team that goes up 2-0 in a series, and then all of a sudden you're in a game 5, down by a goal, in crunch time, and trying to find an opportunity to tie it up and hopefully win it yourself.
Oh, and here's a shot from Icarus clutching up for his team to tie us up at 1.
Yeah, and as I'm talking about it, Flight Knight pinches with Jolly Rogers, leaving it open for Icarus to beat Jeff Masters and get an open net for an easy tie-up in this game 5.
There go the East. They keep it close yet again. These last couple games just trading goals, and that was a great answer. Exactly what we need to do from the East to stop the bleeding. And now, can they take the lead? Under 2 minutes here in Game 5, this ball sent off the backboard. Here comes Cool Socks looking for it, but Jeff Masters just enough, and Icarus is getting bumped there. He's got to try to race back, and he does just enough boost as he finds a nice double tap in the corner. MBO cast gonna take it around 1. Here comes Jeff as Jolly Rogers is harassing Flight Knight in the net there, trying to get those bumps, but it's gonna leave a 1-on-1 for Flight Knight. He can't connect. MBO cast, he drops it down. This one floated in front of the net, but the West somehow, Finn, come out unscathed after all that.
You know, and there was a lot of whiffs there from both teams, but if East just gotten one touch, they could have scored and taken the lead, but they were unable to, and West was able to clear as Jolly Rogers puts on a nice shot and takes the lead with 1:15 left.
There is Jolly Rogers. He may have 2 own goals, but he is putting in the biggest goal of this series so far, as it is a 2-1 lead. The West regain. And once again, Finn, it's all on the East to bounce back. A lot of opportunities for both teams to battle back in this one.
Yeah, and West, they really want this content in this reverse sweep to keep it a 5-0 all-time series lead, keeping this pressure up, not letting East do anything, suffocating them on offense, and keeping the pressure up on offense.
Now we're under a minute remaining. The East on a little bit of a double commit there. They got to get it through. The West get a double commit as well. Can the East find the counter? Here's Jolly Rogers. He touches it in the corner. It's a dangerous ball, though. But Jeff just racing back in times. It's popped up. Here comes Icarus diving in. With the time crunch for the East, they know they have to score. The West just have to play time and play smart contact. But that ball going to get around 1. Cool Socks looking for it. A demo attempt, but Jolly Rogers, huge on the defensive end as we're down to the final 30 seconds. Jolly, he may have beat the last defender. This ball is going to pop up. Wasting a lot of time. Jeff can't connect. And the West is right in the midfield. Here comes MBL cast for the goal. They put it in. Jeff secures it, and the West take a 2-goal lead with under 20 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and that might just be the dagger as there was multiple whiffs coming out from Flight Knight and Icarus. Cool Socks thought they would have cleared it, so he started to leave, but unfortunately, it was just a wide open net, and now West takes a 2-goal lead here in Game 5.
And now the East, the hopes may be dashed here. The West may be pulling off a reverse sweep in the All-Star game. But can the East find one more? They got to do it quickly here. Jeff pops up in the midfield. A shot attempt. Icarus off the backboard. They need to find this one, but it is not going to go as this one pops up, and that is going to do it here. But the Western All-Stars in the Novice League are going to pull the reverse sweep on the East, and they remain a perfect 5-0 all-time.
Yeah, the West, they realized after those first 2 games going down that they were the team that is 4-0 in this all time, and they were like, we got to win this. And as you can see, they came back, got the reverse sweep, possibly first time. They had a very good game in this Game 5 and just shut down the East, not allowing them to come back at all.
Yeah, I mean, what a performance from the West there. I mean, the East, they had all the momentum going their way, and those games were so close. But that's how you win a reverse sweep. You got to clutch up with those close games 3 and 4, and then take it in Game 5. And I mean, an impressive performance for sure. And shout out to the West, remaining a perfect 5-0 on all time there. But we got to keep moving along on the night. We got another matchup coming up in just a couple minutes. Quick shout out to Merely Mental, who was casted earlier for the 24-month resub, 2 years. Happy birthday to Merely, the 2-year anniversary. But we have the Prospect League coming your guys' way in just a little bit here. It should be another good one. The West, again, they're 5-1 all time in the Prospect League. We'll see if they can do this one. Finn, I want to say thank you for joining me in the booth. It was fun to have you here for the first time.
Yeah, it was great to be here, and that was a very interesting match, and it was fun to cast it with you.
Yeah, of course, it was a fun time, but we are going to head to a quick break, everyone. So stick around. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. The Prospect League All-Stars are coming on the pitch here. We'll see you guys in just a bit.